time. I hate playing settings. I don't like it. I don't, I don't appreciate it. Okay. It's back, and it should. Okay. 1080 60. Yes. This is what I was going for. Because I don't think you can get higher than that on Twitch unless you're like a partner or something. Maybe you can if you're a partner, but I am not. I am an affiliate, which is different. Which is only different in that I am a lower class. Alright. Alright. I think that's as good as it's gonna get for right now. I'll play more settings games after this. I completely forget what I was even doing. What was I doing last time? Journal? Someone reported the hanging to the RCM. Keep searching for the caller? That's right. I was trying to fridge the body. And the stupid store owner won't let me in the fridge. You.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed?
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Thank you, magical space rhetoric. Okay, I'm just gonna go in.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Okay, well, I need the... It's behind the curtains.
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
No, literally no.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Ah, human nature. Examine the trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
What? What?
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
Who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south.
Oh. Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Dang it. Okay, pull them out.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
No.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Okay.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Okay.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Heard there's a fridge there that I need.
Everybody suddenly needs something from there. Leave the curtains be. It's what it wants.
I'm a police officer. I need to get in.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
What?
The curtains do seem
fuck?
frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
I sense the place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. I don't care and you can't stop me.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you.
Alright, let's talk this over again.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
Why are you
to
so
Crime,
uptight about those
Romance,
curtains? I just
and
want to know
biographies
what's
of
on the
famous
other
people.
side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
I need to get the fridge. I've told you like 3 times.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
Oh! Is she using the curse to try to to sucker people into more books? If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Siamese ward protecting
It's just
it?
for decoration.
Into a tight-lipped smile, then something
Okay,
breaks.
fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Have you sought help?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
Okay.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
How does the curse manifest?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
Why the fuck are you here?
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
What does that even mean?
Didn't that curtain just move?
That mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial
It's
troubles.
not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Ah, yes, the cacodemons of hell are infamously known for looking at. Just a fucking cacodemon looking over your tax return.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Wonder where that could come from. I don't care about the curse, I just need to get to the fridge. You'd like me to investigate?
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
+1 because I'm on a quest to freeze the body. +1 because I am a master of the psychic arts.
Slither up to
Yeah.
her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
I came here to help. I've handled supernatural situations
Are
before.
you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out. I've returned from the void, a para-detective from a long line of para-detectives. No, that sounds like bullshit.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then, rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I admit I had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychically taxing.
How do you know?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The summoner's blood also runs through me. I'm a void revenant. I have the powers to de-bad all the bad energy. What?
You're what, Simonese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
What?
The hand of fate guides us.
You are easily convinced.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my
Thank
honor.
you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity. For I have sensed its
You have?
presence.
The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimneys aren't big enough for that. Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just office space. And the damn fridge. Don't be scared.
With logic here. Logic's got the right of it. This whole thing sounds stupid. Farewell for now, book peddler. I mean, we already discovered that the other ghost, the ghost that was haunting the answering machine, was bullshit. It was literally just
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards. Your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
What is this? Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. Ugly androgynous portrait of a man. Looks like GLHF, that hair poster. Oh.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Oh, let's go in. Ah, bodybuilders. Good they were getting their exercise. Sand is dripping from a punch bag.
What is this place?
This may be the RTM's boxing club for
I think
young
you're right,
athletes.
though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie
Fair
feeling
enough.
rises in your chest.
Let's keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house. Nothing
Sounds good.
mysterious here. I'm gonna die. I could sell that. Have a place to sleep tonight. Yeah. I made enough.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates.
Detective, what do you think you're doing?
It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Lift the barbell. No. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the
You're
barbell.
right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
True. That's familiar because I'm a weightlifter? No, probably not. Oh, yeah, what's over here? Nothing. Literally nothing. Always blocked by old window panes and debris. How could they be inside? Wild animal stares at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. A large demijohn filled of strange liquid. I don't know what that is. Why's it gotta be mannequins? Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Well, yeah, they are blades, technically. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Oh, I didn't even realize that was one of them. Naked mannequin torso, strange yellow color. Money. Money. I'm getting a bed tonight. Yeah. What? Well, where are the clothes they used to display? They probably took them. I mean, that was their
This
property.
appears to be
I don't
some
know why
kind
they
of
didn't take
machine
the
with a
mannequins,
cube-shaped
so if that's
heart
the case.
and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers.
And it's not that I'm not interested.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Inside.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
And
This is where the memory should go.
what?
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Wait. Alright. The hell
This
is
old
this?
fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Catron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
Huh.
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies
Unclear.
for what?
It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
The anatomy of the curse?
You think so?
Something medical?
The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
It's a game.
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say
The
that?
schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What
Nothing.
else?
It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like
What?
some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Back the
These
drawing.
lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind?
Or more than likely some game.
One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
I don't think
Your
it
eyes
matters.
glide over 4 sections of the imposing green chalk. The
Inspect the
handwriting
notes.
is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe.
I need to make sure about something. Thursday debrief. Oh, I need to hurry. We can investigate this tomorrow, Kit. Well, actually, no. We can go right back here. It's just that, I need to have a place to sleep. It's quite important. Do I talk to you about that?
Can I help you?
Okay.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get.
Oh
Your
god,
emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast ocean
my soul
utterly,
is immense.
and it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
What should
You
I
should
sing?
sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Maybe I could sing something happy.
No, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Fair enough. How do I... I don't know how I pay for it. It says... and pay guard. Wait, but that's guard.
Can I help you? Absolutely out of the question.
Wow.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Hey, Inland Empire, calm down. Okay, I guess I'll leave. I have the Real, it's just, I don't... Flashlight. Alright, back to investigating the creepy paranoia, now that I guess I really didn't do anything, huh? Is this Emma's atelier? Oh, it might have been. Steel rotor blades bearing Slipstream logo. More Slipstream. This must have been some sort of repair shop. I guess? I don't know what else they would have been doing. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Oh. Some sort of repair fridge.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
And it does. I kind of see what you're talking about in Mind Empire. What is this thing?
Looks
Is
like
it a
it.
furnace?
Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's
Inside?
dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure, but I think I can hear someone talking
Wait,
upstairs.
really? We should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
The voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity? No, probably not. Anyway, here's the fridge.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its
It's
belly.
kind of spooky.
The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? A gust of
Open the
freezing
door.
cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Look
The shelves are
inside.
empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Clearly is the fridge. It looks big enough for two.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
I need those. That's a good question. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned
Good
cellar?
question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The shaky red cable
The
running from
fridge
fridge.
buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Why would I exist?
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Okay.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
But the optics on this are awful, he thinks. We need to be as silent as we can. Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
Okay,
The
let's
body
do this.
is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get down to the bed. Then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge.
Can't fucking
The
hear
lieutenant
over
takes a
that
step
shit.
back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
I'm not sure I believe
Of
you.
course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in a nice bear fridge. This does not leave this room.
I think this is a glorious achievement. People need to hear about it. We did our best with the means we had at our disposal.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Fuck it. We can try
You
it.
touch the dead man's
Wow.
body. His skin is cold,
Damage
light
morale.
blue and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
I give him and take him away. Let the lieutenant take the body without further. Yeah.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
Back the corpse. Wait, why did we... What? Why did I even bother with the fridge? The fridge did nothing. What?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
I think I just wasted my time. That didn't do anything. Taking him to the fridge was pointless. Half-life? Threaten people? No, don't need that. They're facing reaction speed? Encyclopedia. And money for rent and pay guard. We'll need to find 20 real, which I have. As long as you don't have a free place to stay, I have to do this every night. People killed 3? What? Oh, I remember. that, yeah.
Can I help you?
I'm confused. I have the money, and it'll be locked after 21. Maybe I don't have to tonight. Maybe I have to do that the next night. Investigate the Doom commercials in karaoke. I guess I'll do that. I don't think we're off the hook until 22. But most people will go to bed by 21. I'm hearing a lot of sounds, but I just don't believe them. The hell is that? Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Cool. Card. I'll take that.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing.
No.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace dumps.
Okay. Fine, let's go yell into the furnace, even though I thought that would be a horrible idea. Why the fuck did I put the body in the fridge? When it literally didn't do anything?
The bear's eyes are still glowing.
I literally just said, okay, case closed, and then left. Why did I? Strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway. So there is. Someone has struck some busted guns beneath the cellar. Whoa. Oh. Wait, why are there
A few
guns?
bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Oh, there's a hole here.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to...
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs.
Rifle
Are
stem.
these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean?
It means there are
Rifle
firearms,
here.
albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
Really? You don't have more questions for that?
He likes this find.
Where are
Seems
we?
like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Okay, I guess that's why you're not questioning it that hard. Ooh.
The note is written with a blue pencil
Oh, yeah,
on
the
a piece
note
of
from the
lined
fridge.
office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
You have any idea where the frozen ice cream
I don't
maker
know.
would be?
I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
It's the illiterate. I know who the illiterate ginger kid is. What's a filament? I wonder who wrote
Someone
that
who
note.
owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer.
Which is to say, not very good.
Thank you, Rhetoric. I feel like Rhetoric kind of tells me the obvious. Oh, hey!
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer
probably
that
don't
appears
want
to
to
be
turn the
frozen
crank.
shut. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
I have a pry bar in my kinema, in case you want
Ah.
to try again. Though it might be that my pry bar isn't strong enough for that lid.
Well, it's worth a shot.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Oh.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
Because I don't know why. I do things
The
without
lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
It's so that it would be easier to get into the freaking thing. But apparently I can't tell him that. Oh. Convenient. Alright, let's yell into the
A thick
furnace.
layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Something breaks loose in you.
Hey!
A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
you've awakened the entity.
This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the 2nd floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Ooh.
After you, officer.
I'll be taking those. Oh, magnesium. Apparently that helps my morale, question marks. Oh. Hello there.
Hello. I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
Die?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Oh. Get me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on the window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me
I'm a
about
novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Looking for something else. Answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games. I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites.
I guess? What do you know about the man who was lynched right behind the whirling and
Nothing
rags?
really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
It's clearly not.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
You often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Fair enough. What do you mean daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Fateful, huh? And you never take your eyes off the work to look out the
I
window.
might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Okay.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we anyway? What is
We're
this
inside
place?
the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
Even though they've been completely repainted, there are signs of coal black soot.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Heard this place is cursed. Did you know people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Wait, how do you explain what happened to all the companies then? Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers. She has to exploit her own daughter. That's kinda true. This is just biding its time before it strikes. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's why I'm here to investigate.
Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. They're building based. The whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and the customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling
Damn.
novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies.
Well,
Strange,
why not
isn't it?
make it for other games too? I mean, it doesn't just have to be role-playing. It can be other, dice-based games you could make sets for. You could expand. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I think you might be causing this strange dice, lady. Starting to see there's no curse, only business decision and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
Bookstore closes. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Oh. Do you know what happened to the
More
other
or less.
tenants?
Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
A strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal? What
The
happened?
usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chatting behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Right, they should have tried harder. That's too bad. I would have supported them. Project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
Fair enough.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Okay. Found the building's intercom. but
Oh,
it's not
right.
working.
I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Oh. Yeah, they did mention that one of them was not
The
connected.
doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Telling me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Fair enough. Saw a name East Delta Pinball on the door.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure. Before my time. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
A strange thing happened when I tried to call a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
You said she was from Tricentennial Electronics.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie.
It was a recorded message.
Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
Probably better to admit. Maybe. Pranks
Pranks can be eerie. Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Yeah, it might have been a recording. I called again and got the exact
Why
same
would
message.
Slipstream SCA have a 100-year-old recording as their doorbell message? Doesn't make any sense. I'm
Really
still
doesn't.
convinced it was nothing more than some elaborate prank.
My money is on electrical anomaly. I've heard of these, especially in an old building like this.
I guess so.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. She has
Leave it at
begun
that.
to idly clean one. Rigorous self-critique.
Oh. Oh yeah, I finished that.
Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You
Oh.
held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will.
Oh.
That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
I get from that. Int and Psi red check failures heal +1. Fizz and Mott red checks heal +1 health. Learning cap for pain threshold raised to 6. Oh. Look at me down there with the flashlight. This is high. I kind of want to do this one, but we'll have to get another skill point. But for now, it is time to go to the whirling in rags and go home. Wait, can I go out through the thing? Wait. Oh, the store is... okay. Wait, how did she lock the door better than I can open it? I have the key. Maybe there's some way. Oh, I should probably... I don't need the flashlight anymore. Guard?
Can I help you?
Okay. I'm still confused about that.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Okay. Sure. Be happy to
The air
discuss with you.
outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I think I might want to pick up smoking. Probably not a good idea. Mine is very bad. How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't good. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Alright,
Yes.
the debrief.
It's been a long and eventful day.
What do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. Then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot.
There's nothing really, I was just doing it. I was inspired by your confidence in me, Kim.
I admit I wasn't sure whether I should give you the gun, but I'm glad I did. Your shot enabled us to perform a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but maybe the boys in processing will surprise us. We still have work to do at the crime scene.
Yep.
Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean.
My forte, unlike most cops, I understand how important communication is in our line of work.
Very important indeed. Well, we conducted an interview with Everard Claire. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
He's not saying much on the matter, because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
Sure, I can get him to tell us more. It's a tough cookie, that one. I'm a little intimidated by him, honestly. He has
Well,
stuff on me.
We will have to work through that. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
Big relief. It's a serviceable name, too.
Moving on. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
I agree.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
Alright. I guess we'll have to focus on our investigation for her then, of finding the
Above all,
trade.
today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
It's part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Hmm. What are our powers exactly?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
That'd be an easy power to
Yes,
abuse.
although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Ravachol.
I guess.
We can
Okay,
arrest
what else?
people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
So instead of taking them in, you give them a notice to show up at the station at a set time. Okay. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see. And if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
What happens if I kill while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness.
Alright.
Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly. by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Alright. What happens to people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Fair enough. Who makes
The
all
coalition
these rules?
government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Ah. It doesn't really matter.
Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
Say nothing, just look
The
into the
dying
night.
lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. Two glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some
Me
good.
too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Probably not. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
I guess it's good night, King. Hey.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
I break it with my own
A
hands.
fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
That's the size
It
of
is
the
too
impact.
large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe.
Maybe I did it. Maybe I had a good reason for it. Maybe I was trying to hit someone. What a
Pretty
stupid thing
much.
to do.
But hey, at least you found your shoe. Not that it will keep you warm at night. Brr.
Well,
The bed is cold and not particularly
A bed?
inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
all in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The
Ugh.
bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
Clammy.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why is my bed talking to me? Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check
Its
the pillow.
synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
I've never heard something described as smelling oddly. I guess I have, but that...
It barely
Like
covers
what?
your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll to
It's
the
a
other
little
side.
better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more
Your
thoughts.
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh. Uh-oh. Pardon? Oh, no. Oh. It's me, hung by this.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
It's born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
What? I was that?
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you.
Oh.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all
No,
back.
it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
There's a lead.
Everything. The Pale and the Isolus. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
That's Elysium?
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you
No,
before.
Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you.
Oh. But wait, aren't you in my dream?
You'll
You're
be
me.
back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
What? I can go back.
You're
to
not
this.
coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type? They came out with Hungover 2.0?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
It's a weird place to work.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating. This one's gonna be now when I close my eyes.
Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You don't know. You don't know. Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
What the hell is going on with
You
me?
mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Need to get more of it then? Detecting is my life. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for
Are
speed.
you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do without the speed. Half the town won't
Suit
be dead.
yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I'll be just fine. Don't need it. Him. There you are, Kim.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
Good,
I'm
thanks.
just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of the gruesome business so efficiently.
The Union muscle finally
fine.
turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
So many of them. Maybe we should call
That
in
would just
reinforcements?
escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one
Damn.
murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Alright. Let's
One more
roll.
thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're
I
in no
am.
hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Fair enough. But, I am most intrigued in what they have to say about the murder.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
I mean you no trouble. I'm here to do my job. That's all.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him. That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role
Obviously,
in all this?
I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
Why are you so aggressive?
You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Well, they're not just dock workers if they committed murder. They're also murderers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you Moralington lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. What? I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. What? Excuse me? I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? World needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. What? Let's do that.
Let's.
On to Titus.
This is where you say your bid.
Yeah, probably.
Detective.
We need to talk about the hangman out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Scandal.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them.
Yeah! You
Same.
fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah. You're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Oh,
Easy,
okay.
fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late to stop you. You've already got them all, including the old bearded man who's smart enough to smoke instead of talking.
Old bearded
As you can see, he doesn't speak a lot, and you almost missed him among the others. That's enough to take another look at those tracks in the yard. See if they fit this band of miscreants.
Well, the man hanged in the backyard. Did
The
you do
pretty
it?
boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Oh, yeah, I literally wouldn't be here if he was alive.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why there'd be a container belt around the den?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes. Why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
So, he just confessed to murder.
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? One of them was more complicit.
That's for the
than
courts
other.
in Le Jardin to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
Yep. You murdered him just like that. No
How many
remorse?
people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Oh.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
That's as if it were worse than dying. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone. Which is true, but probably not what I want to say. These were all bad people, criminals, scum of the earth. Yeah,
But you
just
see,
kill people
a
like it's nothing.
lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
All of them? You pulled them? When did this hanging
You
incident
don't have
occur?
to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
What he means is yes.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
It was a mercenary? That's it?
He stepped out alive.
What
Yeah,
kind
what's
of
that mean?
mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on. How do you even know he was in Special Forces? Well, what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation?
That is weird. Yeah, that was kind of poking in the back of my mind, too. It kept de-escalating.
He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
Oh.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
It's the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
I agree. They do need to talk about it. Right, but who did that happen to?
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Okay. I don't care to ask how. Why don't I just
Yeah,
ask you?
lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Right.
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
So what
Now
are
make
we
another one.
going to do
Nothing.
now?
Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
Can't do that.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters.
Delicious already.
Reading the footprints in
I
the
don't
yard
think-
should be easier now.
Alright. Why? Let's see. Prove your authority to Titus. I don't know if I care. Oh yeah, let's call Alice back about the armor.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Serial number.
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interest of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
First, has the firm continued to work? Suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must have been a record of the person whom it was
Yes,
issued.
but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, officer. I really appreciate your, please do try. It's imperative we learn whose armor this
Sure.
was.
Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Alright. Is there anything else I needed to jam mystery? That's what I need to do today. Track down your gun. Still don't have that.
Just a moment.
Get me in contact with the
10-4,
31st.
come in, officer. Over.
Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it. You're going to.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question.
I don't know.
Understood, sir. Roger.
18 kilometers to the south, in the small room is.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his
Mac, the tool.
Didn't they already do all this
We
stuff?
must.
Yeah?
I just.
Mac, this...
Yeah,
I guess
I think we already went through all this.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage.
Yeah, they're delaying doing anything about the reporting for
Still
a few
here,
days.
stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Tell me more about this strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
What do you think the company wants?
Anything else?
I should know?
Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you.
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Roll those dice.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
No. Just scream. I want to know your soul. Tell me. I need to know. Look sad. What's going on? Spill the beans. What's
Man,
troubling?
nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn. It really is hard to talk. Man to man.
Hmm. I could keep retrying it, but it's extraordinarily low, so I'll just leave it be for now. What is this? A white tank top? Why would I... Looks even goofier. No, I don't think I will. Though he mentioned 3. Or the mission thing says there's 3 drivers. I've only seen... I've only seen 2. Must be another driver that I'm missing. Maybe up here? Are you one of them?
Welcome to Revachol.
Welcome to Revachol, announces the Rotund Man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you addressing my
Don't you
colonel?
welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
What's happening? You sound
It's
angry,
men like
Tim.
you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
He's right, undermining our best shot at real self-determination. Stop ripping into the guy, he's just really proud of being a Revacholian. So we are in a limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Partner needs backup. Sure. Got your
You
back.
two make a cute couple. You know that.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular
I got an
calmness.
achievement for that said earn Kim's trust. Yeah, maximum trust. Now that that's settled, we have questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
I found this mug in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
But is it yours?
Man. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
So, what are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
I agree. Apples.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
You're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Mirizza, Safre,
I don't want to
Ilmara.
know where it comes from.
They take the
your
money from our
state of
local
mind.
junk. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage.
Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of
He
Revachol.
eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around for? Most other colonials.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Yes, for apples.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. You know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here, that guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right?
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess I'll pay Sealang a visit.
Oh, not much anymore. I mean, apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say.
Look, as detective, I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular Koiko picked apples.
Koiko may be another derogative for a person from Grad.
That is so close to Voiko. Oh, so they grow apples in Grad?
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow them down South Yekokata. A beautiful place. Got great scenic vistas.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Is not in the south, and they definitely don't grow apples.
Says who?
It's literally in the name, Zone of Ecological
Then,
Catastrophe.
I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere, except their own homes.
Keep saying Koikos. What does that mean?
He means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk, those degenerates from Grad.
Okay, so it's an ethnic.
Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
So, can I see the apples?
Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did have some, I wouldn't go putting my nose in them, huh?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory. So he'd remain unaccountable.
I guess we're done for now? Question mark? Oh, this keeps track of all the checks that I can make. So I can come back for them later. I guess we'll see Silang, although I don't think that really matters. Joyce? Oh yeah, her. Open up permanent doors for everyone. Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I need to be right back. Be back in a second. I'm back. The jam mystery? Yeah. So, Steelang might know something? Although, probably not gonna...
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Just stance on drugs.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic
That's
jam.
so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about
But you
that.
are. Another driver has identified you
Who
and
said
your
that?
lorry.
It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation? Oh,
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
I have, and it would be horribly convenient, but I would like it to go that way. Stop squirming, what do you know?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd? You know, the drug crowd?
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
If you don't know who, well, tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. There's some drug crowd. You know who they are, tell me.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and...
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Buddy, Sealang, help us out. No one will know it was you.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get in.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
Could she be associated with the Hardy
I don't know.
Boys?
I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Who are the other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now?
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Okay.
All
we're cool now.
right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Unfortunately, I don't have the money for that. So, let's talk to...
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
Why? Do you know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to
you? A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
That she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Said she was... You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Life is just a joke. Probably not gonna get anything from that. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now, but we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
She left. Did she leave her lorry behind? Wait, her mind.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important.
You're not going
to
to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
You're right with the others ratting her out. You just don't want
Fine.
to hamster.
I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
She's a suspect and I need to tell me where she is or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax.
Here.
Where is the lady driver? Takes a keyring from his pocket. He looks at it before
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
Blinks, half empty. Sorry, I had to do this.
I bet you are.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Alright, green cab. At the station of... Oh.
This green found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just...
Open.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
Okay. Well, if it's from last Wednesday, then that's consistent with him saying that she left on Friday. Which would still be... It would still be when that guy was alive. The hanging guy.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oils. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Never a good mix. Enough of the posters.
Actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
Is there anything we can do with it?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else?
The smell of 1,000. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's close the rusty old...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce? Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
What do you think about
Honestly,
this, King?
I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
How do you think this is connected to
We
the
didn't
union?
find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow,
In
I
fact,
doubt
we
that
didn't
Everard
find
Clare would be
anything.
oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose.
I mean, one thing that's suspicious, but that's about it.
My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
About the movie posters.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Could be. Will the RCM open an
We
investigation?
should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over, after you.
Does feel kind of inconclusive, though. I mean, the best we have is tangential at best, but nothing conclusive. But I guess that's all we have to go on. A quote-unquote lady driver who we don't know the name of.
Whoa. What have we here? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Whatever, let death come. I'm a Revacholian badass. Kimon, something construction code violation.
True. They never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Revachol looks better, though.
Lieutenant, think about the splinters.
The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about. Shall we?
Oh, dang. Why won't you believe me? Alright, Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lore men around.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
I already heard about the connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse
They were
of faith.
dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me.
That's basically what
To be
Alice
frank,
told us, was that
our relationship is deteriorating.
the armor ended up throughout tons of shell companies, and one of them was Colonel.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience.
Wait, they don't have
also
automatic
have trauma
weapons?
and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
And again, the militia runs around with a fucking breech-loaded weapon, so maybe semi-automatic really is impressive.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we got from Titus.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Get it.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco. What does that even mean? Maybe the investigations can team up, you know, share resources and intelligence. I must say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, They will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarder have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their
Oh,
armor
they do
is
have fully
virtually
automatic.
impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
Yeah.
As I said, a bloodbath.
I can see why you called it that. I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. No, I can see it. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario? I think the confrontation is inevitable. Kind of. A bleak
Many
scenario.
bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way.
Hey, I have a name now.
One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Oh. Said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did the teenager
That the man
say?
was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Yes, I found much the same.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Yep, pretty much what we heard from Titus. So, but who
That's a
was
good question,
she?
officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
This Lele. Anything else? Nationality? How old he was?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Fair enough. Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Yeah, but... You know, we'll need to confront them eventually. And yeah, even if we weren't planning to meet, still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader. at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans, he's barely maintaining his disguise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Unless we... Oh, the smoker. It's probably the smoker.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
Fair enough. And one must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab
That may
leader.
be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of
Not looking to
averting this
kick it.
catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Yes.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we
Until
have?
the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They're not exactly making themselves unknown.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
Fiddlesticks.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. What can you tell me about Colonel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Yeah. Makes sense. Anything else?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
That is fair.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
You contact the company, tell them to call
I
them
have.
up.
And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Yeah. Was that about a
Yes.
bloodbath?
I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
That's
I
it
am
for
sorry
now.
to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
I have a photo of the victim's
She
tattoos.
reaches for the photo, takes it, then holds it in her hand for about half a minute.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Observe.
Her
the
mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like Via's on the microcircle?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Huh. What is the use of this
The
map?
sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue. This one has flown quite far by now.
I would say he's near the Arcade Islands by now, ready to exit the Insulindian and into the Pale, if I've read his home address correctly.
Travels did the dead man make? Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
You're right. Not a good idea.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
Yes. What travels did the dead man
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this.
What is
Revachol.
that?
Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Fair enough. That's all for the tattoo.
Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else I can help you with?
I talked to Everett.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's a bloated rainbow socialist. What? I can't do business with him from a socialist. I can do business with him. He is not a champion I've chosen. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
wait, at corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption.
Worm?
Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
Worm?
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take?
She
It's only
really
natural.
wants to poke
We would
at
only
that.
be...
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Money you gave me. Would that make things weird if I shared information, I mean?
Weird? Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see, even when it comes to trade secrets.
I hate sneezing. Why did they ever invent it? Stupid. Uninvent sneezing.
Which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends.
I'd rather talk about something else
Of
for
course, Detective. Until then, Is there anything I can help you with?
Give me a rundown.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This.
Glad to have been of assistance.
The room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this suite. It's worth more than you'll ever earn in your life. Oh, this boat shines like it's recently painted. What the hell?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinaise, weather-worn, cracked. They're paint peat.
Okay. Ah yes, some random magnesium laying in the streets. My favorite.
There must be another way into the building.
Why is that so loud?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Carefully.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
What's your opinion on this task?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the
If
door?
the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that? On the other
I
hand,
suppose so.
we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Lie to Everard? That's an option?
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
Yes, but it could cause a lot of stuff I don't want to happen. It's worth spending another point to internalize Ace's High. I'm gonna go open it and see what's inside. Everard said not to, but I'm too curious for that. Forage bum hat.
The door to the weasel's den. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Let's go lie to him. Worst case scenario, I'll just come back and do it. Did my shirt give me... Yeah, my shirt gives me one last suggestion. So I guess we'll have to wear that. Min-maxing stats. This is what peak performance looks like. Oh yeah, we have to tell the lady we figured out that there's no demons.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus.
The dark sarcophagus?
Yes. How was it?
Honestly, a dump. Nothing to see in there, just heaps of garbage. Yeah.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nihat, and she's a novelty dice maker.
Dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
Or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
Just don't say you don't have
To
any
hell
answer.
with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
She says there's no curse because there are too many inconsistencies. Honestly, I don't have an answer. There's another entity, more malignant, pulling the strings in Martinez. Perhaps in my travels I would cross paths with it. What? Don't have an answer. No, don't want that.
Too many inconsistencies. What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
I'm not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only have my Simonese wards to thank for the protection they provide.
As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been upswinging for a long time.
Because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't... Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Well. Conceptualization? Drama? -1 from items. Empathy? Gain threshold. Electrochemistry. I don't know what to level, honestly. Let's do logic. Yeah, I need a pry bar from here.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and a metallic drawer slot. The pry bar is useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The pull-out toolbox slides back.
Now I need... Excellent. We're ready to go open the ice cream maker and get the film.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before you...
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water, dripping It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Oh, wow. Time to go convince Everard that we did the job, even though we didn't. I like how you could just lie.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
I don't know where to sell things. I have stuff that's worth money, but nothing that... Let's see.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Oh, I don't want to take out the picture. Are you a mercenary hired by...
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
Say very quietly. Is there a tribunal being convened?
Fucking
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about fuck off now?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. The man's breathing steadies, but...
There's something in here that... No. I did what I had to do in there already. And it ended up being nothing. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to rhetoric the door for this. For some reason.
You're back before the cargo container.
Persuade the
its
door.
Drawer and
dang it.
As it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
You know what? Maybe. I probably should have confronted Titus. Oh well.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I opened the door.
Are you shitting me, Harry? Did you not really open the door and are now just telling me you did? You're a wild one, Harry.
No, I really did.
You didn't say it with nearly enough confidence.
Dang.
Be it far from me to ever question your integrity, Harry, but you must have opened the wrong door. You see, Harry, it only benefits me if you open the right door. If you open the wrong door, then it makes things harder for me, because now you're scaring random people in my district. I don't want them to be scared. I want them to think, wow, I feel so safe.
The lieutenant shrugs. He means, fuck it, let's open the door then.
Let's talk about my lost gun.
Your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every step. Your gun will be found, Harry.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Did he really hold my gun hostage?
Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
See you soon, Deba.
Up. Time to actually go open the door, I guess. I mean, even Kim is like, fuck it, whatever. Just open the door, who cares? Which, I guess is fair. It's not like we're getting anything else otherwise. Unless I really pump up my drama, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. How's my clock coming along this pace? Oh, and my ukulele million is almost done. Titus.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Hilarious. This will be funny.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
First you tell me someone's been right, then you say you don't. Then you don't say who. That's bullshit.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know. The law handled it.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
Guess we're both the law around here. If you start to think about.
No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm.
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment! We get it. You're all the law.
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
Up. Okay, bye.
Guillaume Le Million.
Oh.
Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safari.
Yes, sure. Oh yeah, opening the door. Let's go finally actually bother to open it. What's down here? Splatter bullet holes down the wall. Alright. Probably from the war. Yeah, definitely that. Nothing else could have happened. Nope. What's that about? Another splattering of bullet holes.
The door to the weasel. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. There might be important information in the apartment. I mean, there might.
There might be. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. A shirt. A shirt that gives me logic. It's my logic shirt. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
It's the sevenfold sun miracle.
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing.
I see.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. Suitcase full of clothes. Guests staying over? Why did he want me to open it?
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Oh yeah, the other mug we
Yes,
found.
your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
Oh.
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Do you think the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from these clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
I guess we'll move on. Oh, it couldn't... I was thinking it might have been connected to the lorry driver, but the lorry driver said he hadn't seen the mug before. And he seemed to take genuine enjoyment from it. So, either he's really good at acting, or that wasn't his mug. Everard, I did the thing. I don't know why, but I did it. Money. Give it to me. I'll take 22 cents. Everard did the thing.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Alright. Well, I did go inside. Weasel had the flag of old Revachol on it.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
There's a collection of mugs in there. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hangman's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But of course, this weasel might have cleaned up after.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Sure, compliment.
I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Yes.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship.
I mean, by all
and they
accounts,
send
he
hired
was
killers to
mercenary.
mow us down with machine gun fire.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
They move the container?
Yes. I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
Have I explained the decorum?
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood. Making sure everything runs smoothly.
Yep.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
Pretty much.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
That's why she's so
He
defensive.
places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error? Anyway.
Anywho, mentioned a lawyer.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
I see. Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
Fair enough. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company? I don't really care. I met these Hardys. Can you ask them?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Hmm.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions?
Good talk.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And, of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but...
A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat? He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm a money engineer. No, I don't think so. I'm more left than you are. This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
Are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous.
No.
We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Oh.
Perfectly acceptable. No one's gonna force you into anything, but I don't know about that gun of yours. You see, I'm a vengeful man, Harry. Part of how I got where I am is that, well, I can be quite nasty sometimes. But the good news is, the moment you change your mind and want to look into this matter, just tell me, and we'll be buddies again.
The lieutenant's eyes meet your... Okay, fine.
Alright, bye. Is there another other thought that I had? I could... Nope, seems not. Where's my... Oh, I'm already on rhetoric. That seems to be the most useful to me so far. At least in terms of, you know, talking to people. What the hell?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
No. What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Fair enough. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What's that about
Oh,
borscht?
yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
What do you mean by taking some... Is that for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up. Who makes it?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Something is off about
Oh,
the
sure, mister.
borscht.
Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Is that container over
Oh,
there?
that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Okay, Kim.
Bye-bye now.
You don't have to be so sassy with me. I will open this damn door with rhetoric, though, somehow. Musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. Ah, the revolution. Why do I still have the circle above my head?
You're back before the cargo
Rhetoric.
container. And
Dang it. One of these days. Please obey my commands, thank you. Over to the cook, I guess? Oh wait, no, I can talk to Tom. Or Tom. Titus. About the Mjolnir. Because if I don't, the mercenaries are just gonna storm the Union and just kill them. Which is not preferred by literally anybody. Literally no one prefers that option. Except for, I guess, the mercenaries.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns
Yeah,
are still here.
You're hilarious. Me and Everard talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
I would never tell on someone. Why don't you push me some more and find out? Well, that's just rude. Very mature.
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Well, I wonder what would happen if they'll probably just go, oh yeah, well, we're waiting for them. Not realizing that they would come in with guns and just shoot them. And nothing would happen to them. I want to talk about the
Again, just get the dead guy's autograph.
Good one, Titus.
How did you
We
kill him?
hanged him up by his neck until he got real still.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
These aren't quite adding up.
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed
Maybe
their way.
one of them is fidgeting?
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
What did you use to
My
knock the
fucking
victim?
elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
Where did all that...
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Like what, Copper? About fucking time.
Let's just tell him.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Yes, they're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming
This
for
is
you.
what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
I see. Do you know that single grenade that can kill 40 bees in a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees. They're
We're
the
not
hornet.
bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to
phase you?
Scare my men?
Mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Yeah, and he was drunk at the time. You know that. You know that.
So are the local
right?
gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals with decades of combat experience. They are not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Uh-huh. They said they've gone rogue. Nobody's
Big
controlling
fucking
them.
surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
They come in here and kill you.
What do you mean, okay?
And okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
The only thing keeping this town from going to... I'm the only thing.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street. Kids who've done nothing wrong. All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course you have. You've been calling people Kip left and right, inciting.
Kylie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the Kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
He's not racist, and there is no rally. There is no Carly either. It's a joke. Let's move on. I'll get...
What happened? You got your ass handed to you. Oh.
Time to leave then, I guess. Got nothing from that, pretty much.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
You said you're friends with Manana.
The mention
Is
of
that true?
manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again.
Is that... What is in that board?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Mercury Rising? What? What? Yes.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
No.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
I guess I'll just leave then. And that's probably where I'm gonna call it. So, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.